This weekend had some absolutely crazy NFL playoff games. I mean, football hasn't seen anything this exciting since that Super Bowl where the Patriots accidentally took on a Puppy Bowl team. You remember that? Yo, those puppies got blown out 52-17. And for all 4 games this weekend, if you didn't stick around till the very end, you basically missed the entire thing.
There may have never been another playoff weekend like the one that you saw this weekend.
The Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills capped off one of the wildest weekends of football of all time, with all 4 games decided on the final play.
Remarkable!
The Chiefs and Bills scored a combined 25 points over the final 2 minutes of regulation, with the lead changing 3 times.
He might be gone! He is!
Buffalo went ahead with 13 seconds remaining after Josh Allen's 4th touchdown pass of the game, all of them to Gabriel Davis.
Down the middle to the end zone, and there it is!
But Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs down the field to set up a 49-yard field goal to send the game into overtime. Kansas City won the coin toss and marched downfield. Mahomes connected with Travis Kelce to secure their spot in the AFC Championship game.
To the end zone for the win! He caught it!
Yes, he caught it. He caught it. Did you see that? Oh man, he caught it. That was so great to see. And it's also so great to hear someone say he caught it and it's not about Omicron. Wow. For real, guys, that game, it was incredible. It was incredible. All the games were. I was so amped up, I had trouble going to bed afterwards. It was a huge problem. In fact, I think when the NFL airs a game like this on Sunday nights, like, they should think about us people who need to go to sleep. You know, they should, like, maybe always air a New York Jets game afterwards just to help you relax, you know? Yeah. Oh, and you know what else they need to do in the NFL? They need to get rid of the sudden death rule, okay? Like, if one team scores, the other team should have a chance to respond. We did this in soccer a long time ago. We saw it's not fair. Like, what's the rush? No one is watching an NFL playoff game in overtime thinking, this is the most exciting part of the game. Oh, I hope it ends soon. And also to base the possession on a coin flip. Who came up with this? It's not fair. It's archaic. Instead of a coin, they should switch to crypto. Yeah. Both teams get a Bitcoin, and then whichever side can explain why it's not a scam, they get to go first. I think that's more fair. Although, honestly, I think this game shouldn't have even gone into overtime. You're telling me that the Bills' defense couldn't have held on for 13 seconds? 13 seconds? I've had farts that last longer than that. And yeah, smart guy, I have seen a doctor about it. And yeah, he does have some serious concerns, but that's not the point.
You know what, I will say this. I think you can accomplish a lot in 13 seconds. 13 seconds is a great amount of time. It's the right amount of time that you should spend with your kid every day. It's exactly the amount of time that the CDC says you should wash your hands. It's exactly the amount of time that you should spend before sending a tweet out.
Like, thinking about it?
Yeah, like, you'd be surprised how much you could do in 13 seconds, don't you think?
I don't think I've ever changed my mind about something in 13 seconds.
Well, I don't know. You could. The coin flip thing, I'm with you on, though.
Yeah, right?
It does not belong in football. Does not belong in football. It could belong in other things. Like, I did flip a coin to figure out which vaccine I should take. It was like, heads, I do Pfizer.
Oh.
Tails, I do Moderna. If the coin drops into the sewer, I do J&J. So, I got Pfizer, but it really could have gone in a different direction.
Oh, man, J&J.
Yeah. I should maybe figure out a different system for doing stuff like that.
Oh, all right. Let's move on to a team that hopefully has a better defense than the Bills, Ukraine. For months now, tensions have been building on the border of Ukraine as Russia has sent 100,000 troops to the region. And now it's looking like war could break out at any time.
With Russian troops massing along Ukraine's northern, southern, and eastern borders, Europe now teetering on the brink of war.
U.S. officials ordering the evacuation of family members of U.S. embassy staff in Ukraine. The order comes as tensions mount in the region, with some fearing a Russian invasion could come at any time, despite consistent denials by the Kremlin. Now, the New York Times reporting that President Biden is weighing sending thousands of U.S. troops, warships, and aircraft to Eastern Europe. Secretary of State Antony Blinken reaffirming U.S. support for the Ukrainian government.
If a single additional Russian force goes into Ukraine in an aggressive way, as I said, that would trigger a swift, a severe, and a united response from us and from Europe.
Yeah, You heard the man. Russia better not enter Ukraine in an aggressive way. But if the whole army just kind of shimmies in, though, that would be kind of cute. You know, we'll let that slide. He's like, excuse me, coming to take country, please. And look, those are strong words from America's Secretary of State, but if I'm a Ukrainian, probably gonna hedge my bets. You know, I'll look at what happened with Afghanistan and I'll book my seat on that evacuation flight now. And this isn't just about Ukraine, by the way. Many countries are worried about what this war could mean for the entire region. Hell, even for the entire world. It could spiral out into a bigger war, like World War III. And personally, I don't think America is ready to fight Russia over Ukraine. I mean, America's been fighting brown people for so long, doesn't even remember how to fight white people? At least Ukraine has time to prepare, though. And that's the thing about war these days. The elements of surprise is gone. And you've got a satellite, you see them, 100,000 Russians at your border. Back in the old days, you could launch a surprise attack, but now you send troops to the other border. Waze just tells everybody, hey, the Russian army is causing slowdowns on your route, so you probably want to avoid the freeway. The thing I don't get is why Russia even wants Ukraine so badly. Like, what do you want? Have you seen a map of Russia? Just go to Siberia. There's a Ukraine-sized piece of land with one guy living on it. You don't even have to fight Ukraine. You can just fight Dmitry.
I know why Russia's doing this. They're doing it because we're in between James Bonds right now. I mean, who's going to stop Russia if it's not for having one British alcoholic guy? We got to pick a bond. Got to pick a bond.
I would have never thought of that as being the reason. But it's true, we are bondless.
We're bondless.
Oof.
It's not that hard. We got to pick someone.
I think it is hard. I mean, there's so many of them.
Well, yeah, but we got a lot of great choices.
That's
Idris
true.
Elba.
Yeah?
You could do it.
Oh, you pointing at me?
You could do it.
Oh, no, I couldn't.
Yes, you could.
I don't like vodka.
Well, you could fake it, though. It's a part. It's an acting role. You can do it. I saw that shimmy.
You can't fake
That's a Bond shimmy.
You can't fake drinking vodka. Because if you when you drink it, it's still, you taste it and then I throw up.
You should try a little LSD. You could be a dry Bond, but then replace it with LSD.
Oh, I like that.
I'll call your agents.
Thank you, Desi.
You're welcome.
I'll take my LSD. Shaken?
We'll workshop it.
We'll work it out. Okay, well, let's move on from a war that might never start to one that never ends. The battle over COVID vaccines. After what shoes should M&Ms wear, asking whether vaccines are good is literally the dumbest thing people can fight about. But they are fighting. And yesterday, thousands of people held a rally in Washington, D.C. to hear why vaccine mandates are worse than Hitler.
In the nation's capital Sunday, demonstrators gathered at the Lincoln Memorial, many voicing opposition to the COVID-19 vaccine, others protesting vaccine mandates. Among the speakers, Robert Kennedy Jr., son of the late New York Senator and Attorney General Robert F. Kennedy.
What we're seeing today is what I call turnkey totalitarianism. They are putting in place all of these technological mechanisms for control we've never seen before. Even in Hitler's Germany, you could cross the Alps into Switzerland. You can hide in an attic like Anne Frank did.
Yeah, the man is right. Who could argue? No one ever talks about how good Anne Frank had it. Free room and board, all the time in the world to write. Pretty sweet deal if you ask me. I will say, though, crazy is relative, because RFK may be saying wild shit about the Holocaust, but half the people he's talking to don't even believe the Holocaust happened. Yeah, just standing there like, Anne Frank? Didn't realize this guy was such a liberal, huh?
Oh my God, it's like every family has that one loose cannon, like just a total embarrassment. Every family has that. Although I have to say, I don't think there's one in my family. Everyone is pretty normal, not like one major embarrassment, so. Oh my God. Am I the embarrassment?
No.
Am I the one?
No.
Oh God, I'm the Chet Hanks. Oh shit. So I better not put out that rap video. My patois was getting so good. Delete it. Anyway.
I'm sorry you found that out on TV, Desi.
Are we on TV?
All right, finally, let's talk about movie trailers. It's a question I ask myself all the time, to be honest. All right, and finally, let's talk about movie trailers. They're the free sample that the theater hands out so that hopefully you'll buy the whole movie. Normally, trailers are a simple thing that we watch and then we move on with our lives. But now, some people are very upset about a trailer that promised more than it could deliver.
Well, two fans of actress Ana de Armas have filed a federal class action lawsuit against Universal. They say the actress was not in the final cut of the movie yesterday, although she appeared in the trailer. The suit accuses Universal of engaging in deceptive marketing techniques, false advertisement, unjust enrichment, and violating competition laws. The suit seeks to recover at least $5 million.
Hell yeah! Give these people their $5 million. Give it to them. This shit drives me crazy, man. Let me tell you something. This happens all the time, and nobody does anything about this. They have trailers that have nothing to do with the movie. They just put things in, and then I go there. Like, there's a badass scene in the trailer for Licorice Pizza, right? Where Bradley Cooper is doing some kung fu smashing thing with, like, car windows. He's got, like, a pair of squeegees. But that doesn't happen in the movie. Never happens. The whole movie, I was waiting for it, never happened. I even sat through the credits to see if, like, it comes afterwards. Nothing. I mean, Samuel L. Jackson came out and he recruited everyone for the Avengers, but otherwise, nothing about the car windows. That's the problem with movie trailers. They all go too far in one direction or another. They're either showing me the stuff that's not in the movie, or they're showing me the entire movie.
First, they fell in love, but then they broke up, but then they reunited on the Eiffel Tower. That's the big finale. You never see it coming, except we just showed it to you, so you will this summer.
Stop doing that! Just pique my interest, that's it. I will say, at the same time, though, $5 million is a big penalty. I don't know if the movie studio should have paid $5 million for this. Like, I think it would be enough to just give them a free popcorn at the next movie, you know? But make it a large popcorn, because the lawyers, they're gonna take 2/3 of it. Yeah, that's how law works. But there should be some punishment for lying to your audience about who's in your movie. You can't just get away with that. Or if there's no punishment, then fine. But then I should get to do it too. Yeah, make sure to stick around for my exclusive interview with the ghost of Princess Diana.